guys, it's Sam, and this is my spoiler-free review of Crooked Kingdom by Leigh Bardugo. But Six of Crows is a multiple POV story that takes place in the Grishaverse, which is the same universe as the Grisha trilogy, and it's a whole new cast of characters from that series, and they are a cast of basically anti-heroes. They are criminals and thieves and assassins and a whole gambit of people, and they have a very impossible task, and that theme continues into this book. So first off, I get this question a lot, and that is, should you read the Grisha trilogy before reading the Six of Crows duology? With Six of Crows, I was like, there's Easter eggs in it. You don't necessarily have to. With this book, you should. You absolutely should read the Grisha trilogy beforehand. I already said that before, and that was already my thought before, and I know that Leigh is like, no, you don't have to, technically, da-da-da-da-da. Just do yourself a favor and read the Grisha trilogy first, because there's especially things with this book that, one, you're completely spoiled for things, and two, like, there's crossover that if you don't read the Grisha trilogy, I honestly think you're going to be like, what is the significance of this? Like, there's so many things that are put in there specifically for people who've read the series, so just do yourself a favor and do that. If you never want to read the Grisha trilogy, or you've tried and you hated it or whatever, one, like, blocked, unfollowed, unsubscribe. No, I'm just joking. But, like, what? But okay, if you feel that way, that's just your opinion, man. But if you feel that way, you don't have to, I guess. Like, you still can read the story and understand it, but there's so much about the Grisha trilogy that gets pulled into this series, especially with this book, that if you don't read the Grisha trilogy, you're just doing yourself a disservice, honestly. So, read the Grisha trilogy. Just do it. Just do it. Just do it. Just do it. You'll thank me. You'll thank me. I promise. So first off, let me talk about the world building. I love the world building in this series. I feel like I'm just gonna be like, I love everything, and you guys know that I'm gonna say these things, so it's very predictable, but obviously I do love the world building in this series. I do think I love it even more than the Grisha trilogy, because the Grisha trilogy is focused in one country in this world, and this kind of covers a lot of it. It doesn't cover all of it, but it definitely widens the scope, and so you get introduced to a lot more cultures and people and places and just societies and everything, which is really cool, and that gets expanded even more in this book than it was in the first book. So I really enjoy that. I'm interested to see even more of this world. Like, the fact that we don't have any upcoming Grisha books kills me, because I want to see even more. Like, this, again, widened the lens, but we still haven't seen all of it, so there's a ton more potential to explore different places and different people and everything. But I really love all the cultures that come together in this story. This series is so incredibly diverse in so many ways, which I'll talk about more with the characters and stuff, but I really enjoy all of the things that you get to see in this series, and it's amazing. And the maps are amazing, and the places we get to visit in here are just as cool as the places we get to see in the first book, and I enjoy that immensely. Next, I'm going to talk about the characters. I love the characters in this series. I love, again, like I said, how diverse all the characters are. We have a disabled main character. We have multiple characters that are victims of trauma and have abusive pasts that they're trying to overcome. We have characters who are dealing with different kinds of addiction, and we get to witness their different coping mechanisms and their struggle. We have characters who have very strong religious beliefs and different religious beliefs. We have characters who are coming to terms with their different abilities and powers. We have characters who are biracial. We have characters of different sexualities. We have characters from different backgrounds completely as far as socioeconomic status. Like, with all of these characters who are all POV characters, we get so many different kinds of lenses to look through, and it's astounding, honestly. Like, I'm so proud of this series. Obviously, I love Leigh Bardugo and the Grisha trilogy and everything, obviously, so I already come into this series, like, loving it. But this series, at this point, is the quintessential YA fantasy series as far as, and especially for diversity. Like, no one can look at me and be like, oh, you know, it can't be done well to have diverse characters in books. Like, oh, really? 'Cause I can prove you wrong. It's done so seamlessly and flawlessly, and it makes such a rich and realistic world, because these people exist in our world that is not a fantasy world, and to see all these different people, all these different characters just shown in a realistic way, and then their friendships and their relationships, romantic and platonic, are amazing. I love the friendships in here. Like, it's even stronger within this book, because obviously we're just introduced to all of them in the first book, and they're not all necessarily friends, and I wouldn't even say that they're all necessarily friends in this book. Like, they have a close bond, and some of them are closer than others, and I love that. Especially the main two female characters, Inej and Nina. Their friendship means so much to me. So much to me. Like, I can't even fully talk about it because I love them so much. And then also, like, Inej and Jesper, and all of them really. I also really love all the romantic relationships in here. They are all so vastly different, and I honestly feel like if you don't love all of them like I do, you're going to at least love one, because there's going to be one that appeals to everyone, honestly. Next, let me talk about the plot. Again, I love the plot. I think the plot of these books are so incredibly clever. They are like heist stories slash just scheming and plotting and crazy scenarios, and I still am never able to quite connect the dots. Like, I'm never able to figure out what's going to happen before it does. It reminds me a lot of The Lies of Locke Lamora by Scott Lynch. So if you like this series, I definitely recommend reading that series and vice versa. And it's just so incredibly clever. And not only that, as far as plot, you also just have all these really great character interactions. And this is very much a character-driven story. So you are getting action, obviously, but you're also getting a lot of character development and just backstory and interactions and everything. So you have a really good mix of character stuff and action stuff. Overall, obviously, I gave Crooked Kingdom 5 out of 5 stars. I obviously will be doing a spoilery gush video on this, so I will link that on the screen if you're interested. I can't really go into a ton on this video, so I'm going to be talking about all the things that I loved and some of the things that I didn't like about this book in that video, so I will link that on the screen and check that out if you are interested. So thank you all for watching, and I'll see all of you guys soon. Bye!